Oh, what a beautiful Saturday night it is. Hello, everybody. Lovely to be back with you here. Oh, what a beautiful night it is. Alright, as usual, we shall begin with my shameless self-promotion. Oh, what a lovely night. I need hydration. I need a lot of things. That's alright. We gonna make it happen tonight. Oh, what a beautiful evening it is. Happy Saturday, everybody. Hope everybody had a lovely Thanksgiving. Ate lots of the foodstuffs. And we shall see what the night brings us, eh? Just getting the promotion out of the way, as per usual. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, guess we're not going to do that. That's fine. Totally fine. Alright. Here we go. Once again. And do. Alright, there we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Happy Saturday, everybody. It is lovely to see your faces, even though I cannot see your faces. A moment while I grab some hydration. Hoorah! We are going pure H2O today. No caffeine, no nothing. Oh, let's tidy up the desk a bit. Just a bit. Just to not have to worry about utter chaos. And we can keep the chaos controlled. No Sonic. Oh, big stretch. Oh. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That is the stuff right there. All right, so I'll give a little bit of time, let some folks get in here, and turn on my equipment. Ugh. So today is a different PS5. We're not doing the same one because I'm still waiting for the correct Wi-Fi chips to come in. Is it kitty? Oh, is it kitty? Nope, I'm getting all up in the way of the kitty. There we go. Adios. Oh, baby. Yeah, there's just a baby. Nope, kitty's gonna hang out for a while. Demi is in the building. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Oh, lordy lord. What a week it has been. I have been swamped all week this week. I don't know if it's people trying to get their stuff fixed before Christmas or what the deal is, but I have been slammed busy all day. Today has been crazy. Not complaining. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful thing. It allows me to continue to help support my family and buy the kids all the Christmas gifts. And I'm not going to complain about it. But goddamn, am I busy. Bonus Kitty content is always welcome. You 100% right. 100%. Looking for. Right on. Keep those on the side. Alright. Well, I'll hang out just a little while longer. Let the hair down a little bit. Oh yeah, that's much better. Ah. So like I said, this is a different PS5 than the one we were working on last week. I don't have the correct Wi-Fi chip for that board yet. I have to wait for it from China. They are taking their sweet time about it, but yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. But we do have a different one. I'm not 100% sure what's wrong with this one. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the power supply. Hell yeah, Demi. That's what I like to hear, my man. Staying busy always. That's epic. That's epic. I love it. Yeah, right now my normal 9 to 5 is in our slow season. Everything's frozen over. So for those of you that don't know, the repair business is just something on the side that I run out of my house, and obviously to share with you guys online and help teach you the mistakes that I make and how I learned and everything like that. But my normal 9 to 5, I sell auto parts and I help people fix cars and things like that. Unfortunately, it is frozen in a lot of the U.S. right now, and that means ain't a lot of people buying car parts. So this is always our slow season when it comes to that. So luckily the repairs are keeping up. I got the Christmas tree set up today. I got a couple of presents scattered about the Christmas tree. It's very exciting. I love the holiday season. It's always my favorite. Welcome everybody that's coming in. Lovely to see your faces, even though I cannot see your faces. We'll get started in just a little while here, guys. Give a couple minutes to let some people get in here. I hope all of you had a lovely Thanksgiving. I hope the holidays coming up are going to be good to you. If you're in a cold part of the climate, I hope it is not too terrible for you. We had a high today of 82, so it's hot as fuck in Florida. But we are supposed to get some nice cold temperatures, down to like the 50s and the 40s in the next couple days here, which for my big ass is tremendous because I overheat like a bearskin rug. It is going to be a lovely, lovely time tonight. It won't be a long stream probably. Just depends on how things go. If if this console's fixed quickly, I do have a couple of controllers that I need to work on, so I'll probably end up working on a couple of controllers. We'll see how it goes. Trick, good to see you, brother. Not cracking third. Well, I mean, yeah, granted, you're way up north though, so I mean that makes sense. God, I would love 30 right now. I haven't seen snow in 30 years. Oh, there you go. See, I mean, it all works out, right? It all works out. Here we are. There will come a point in probably mid-January to early February where I'm going to be moving. So there's going to be a period of downtime where I have to reset up the shop and figure out where everything's going to go. So there's probably going to be like a 2-week period where I won't be streaming anything. I will still be doing repairs. If you guys need repairs, feel free to reach out to me. If you're looking for parts for repairs, please go to my website, roserepairandresale.com. I have all kinds of parts for all kinds of consoles. If you're looking for something and you don't see it on my website, hit me up anyway. I probably have it and just haven't listed it yet because I am an army of one. I'm doing this all on my own. So, but yeah, there's going to be lots of changes moving around here at Rose Repair and Resale, and it's all good things. It's all beautiful things. But just keeping everybody in the loop that there will be some downtime, and I will still be here. Just got to get everything back on track. Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. All right. Well, let's start getting to work, shall we? So, as the title states, what I have today is a PS5 with no power. And what do I mean by no power? I mean no fucking power. I have no beep. I have no clicky noise. I have nothing. So, I did partially take it apart already. It's wrapped in a trash bag. So my iron doesn't. I will show you my iron. Hang on one second. Let me get this camera over here. So this is the one I use for everything right now. I don't have a large iron, but that's the one I'm using currently. It's a, what is that, a Yiwa 982, something like that. Yeah, there you go. That's the one I'm currently using for everything. Like I said, I don't have a large iron right now, but no, I don't have any issues with the with those irons snugging on the pads or anything like that. That thing works beautifully. All right, so it's in a trash bag. Anyone want to hazard a guess as to why it's in a trash bag? We have friends, you goddamn right. That is exactly why it's in a trash bag. So, like I said, I did start taking it apart, and then I saw the telltale signs of our friends, and I immediately wrapped it in a trash bag because I did not have the required tools necessary to complete the job as it was. So, alright, here's the plate. And we are going to move it right onto the desk here, and we are going to have our alcohol at the ready. Because alcohol, if you did not know, especially 99% rubbing alcohol, kills our friends very, very quickly. All right, there we go. All right, so let's move right along to our camera here. And you guys can play along at home if you want. And if you see any bugs, you can yell at me if I don't catch them right away. That is your job tonight. All right, so like I said, this has no power whatsoever. And we can test that by, first of all, cleaning up my area slightly. Keep the alcohol at the ready. Alright, so we can plug in our power supply here. And let me come up a little bit. So power is in. And we have nothing. We have no response at all. Doesn't matter how many times I press it. It is dead. So, the first thing I did, and you'll notice that the fan connector is already unplugged, because I took it for a test just to see if we had any kind of voltage on the fan connector, because if I'm remembering correctly, and this is why I didn't take it down any further, I saved it for the stream, the fan connector should have 12 volts. So, if we go in here, and where are we? Okay, here we go. Alright, so that's our fan connector. So if we match up the color coding on the wires, the black is always ground. If you didn't know that, that's standard across pretty much all electrical wiring. If you have a black wire, that is the ground wire. Red is typically going to be power, but white could also be power. It just depends on what the wiring configuration is, but we'll try both. So I still have power plugged in right now, and you guys can see the multimeter down in the corner there. So we'll put the black probe on ground, and the red probe on the first one that could be power. And we are sitting at, let's not bend the connector here, we are sitting at about approximately 55 millivolts. That is not 12 volts. And then we'll do the same thing over here just to be sure. And we are sitting at 0 volts. Not a single volt. Not even a millivolt. Just double check. We'll put it back. Yeah, there is nothing. So we are going to take this down to the board level and double check our voltages. But I'm pretty sure our friends have decimated the power supply. That would be my guess. So let's go back to our down camera here. All right, and let us begin the disassembly. First thing I'll do is take off this little cover here. Oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be so bad. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this. You guys might get a more than you bargained for today. So, just to give you guys an idea of what we're working with here. Oh, yeah. Look at all that deliciousness. Look at all of that. Hell yeah. Alright, well, let's get to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. remember, if you guys see any bugs, you have to tell me, because I am focused on other things. That is your responsibility this evening. Yeah, well, at least that one's dead, Kate, alright? It's the live ones I'm concerned about. The fan is suspiciously clean. Alright, let's get the warranty sticker off here. Every screw I take out, I'm just more and more concerned. Alright. Oh yeah, completely untouched. Yeah, I saw the liquid damage on the bottom there. That is certainly possible. I did see all of this down here that you're talking about. It definitely looks like there was some liquid damage. That also could have been from me soaking it in alcohol, however. So that is also entirely possible. Alright. Moment of truth. I have my alcohol in my hand at the ready. Because I have the sneaking suspicion, matter of fact, I'm priming it as we speak, because I have the suspicion that we're going to see some friends as soon as I open this thing. Oh, surprisingly not. I am honestly shocked. Well, no, I mean, there's no way you would have known that. I didn't mention that I had soaked it in alcohol beforehand. However, I think for this next part, we're going to put it on the ground, just so I can give it a good soaking and try to kill anything that's still alive in there. So, let's do that. Let's bring the ring light over here. And I'll move the camera in just a second. Let's see if we can capture anything, shall we? So, where's my alcohol? I have misplaced it. There we go. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in through these ends right here, through the side edges right here, and in the back of the console, and I'm going to flood it with alcohol to try and draw out anything that's still alive. Look, you only get the tips of the toes for free, all right? You got to pay for the premium content if you want the full foot action. All right, so here we go. Let's see if we can see any scatter across the floor, shall we? All right. So far, nothing. Damn, I wonder if we got lucky. Oh yeah, no, this is slowly becoming a very different stream, just week by week. Alright. I mean, could we have possibly gotten lucky in that everything's already dead? I'm still gonna soak around a bit. Make sure I can get down by the power supply. Just give it a second, let it work through. Damn. We might have actually gotten lucky here. There might not be a single live one. Oh, that would be fantastic. That would make my night so much better. Alright, yeah, I don't see anything crawling out. Normally they'll start crawling out real quick. And I don't see anything at all. Okay, I think we're in business. That's tremendous. That's really good. Alright. Enough of the feed action. You guys have got enough for one night. Alright, well, that honestly works out. That's way better than I thought it would be. So, you guys are trying to get me banned, I swear to God. Alright, well, just so you guys can get an idea of what I was concerned about. Nope, that's not it. So, we have... Look at all that friend deliciousness. Look at it. Look at all that goodness. Let's see if they're in their usual hiding spot. So we have down here. You got a little bit down there. Down in the edges right here. No. There's our friend from earlier. I do see one stuck behind the LED. Where are we? There we go. There's the buddy. So he's stuck back there. And then let's check where the ribbon cable goes. No. Alright. I have seen far worse. Far, far worse. Alright. Let's get it taken apart. And let's get that power supply out. Because I'm pretty sure... Well, we'll test voltage first before we just take out the power supply. So we'll test the voltage, see if we have 12 volts going into the board. I don't think we will. But we can look. Go. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the good stuff right there. Okay. And now we'll start taking out the screws. Yeah, this is consoles like these are a reminder that I really need to buy fucking gloves that fit. The gloves I have do not fit at all. I need to get a new set of gloves. torn down here. And once we have this top plate off, we can plug the power back into it, and we'll grab our multimeter and check to see if we have 12 volts going into the board. Like I said, I don't think we will, but if we do, then this becomes a much more interesting repair. But I don't think we will, just based on the roach activity. Normally, if you see roaches in a console like this and you get no power, it's a good to fair bet that they blew out the power supply. Alright, my desk is full of screws right now because I have way too many things torn apart, and I just lost a screw. Tremendous. I have plenty of extras, so I'm not worried about it. Okay. Let's remove... Oh! It's so gross. You're going to enjoy it with me. You guys are... Nope, we're in this together. We are in this together. Look at it. Look at it. It's so fucking gross. Oh, it's so bad. Oh god, that's bad. That's so fucking gross. Alright, here we go. Actually, I need to clean that up first. Let's get our friend out of there. Alright, there we go. That's at least a little bit better. Just a little bit. Alright, let's go ahead and pop up our plate here. Am I missing a screw? Nope. Alright, so now we are down to board level. Alright, so let's turn it around and let's get power back into it. And let's check to see if we do have 12 volts going in. So we've got our power supply going in. So the thing about it is I do hear a click when the plug goes into the power supply. So this could be more interesting than I'm anticipating. But let's take a look. So we got voltage. And let's find a ground point. I'll just pick this one. That looks like a good one. Do we have 12 volts? We do not. We have no volts. Do we have 12 volts here? We do not. We have no volts. No volts at all. Alright. Disconnect power. And let's finish taking it down to board, to all the way down to the bottom. Damn, that means I'm going to have to take this bottom plate off. Alright. Fine. Fine. Yeah. There we go. Bottom plate is off. Okay. Alright. So now we got that. Let's fix this. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and remove our ribbon cable. That ribbon cable. And let's remove our 3 screws. All right. And let's take off our APU clamp. Just a standard Phillips head. I think this is a 0 size that I'm using, and it works just fine. All of the Torx screws that I use are all T9 Torx. It all comes out fine with the T9. Let's get our clamp off. Said let's get our clamp off. I just cut my nails, so now everything's out of whack. Take the goddamn clamp off. There we go. Not so damn difficult. Alright. And we will come in through our side over here. Gently pry up, and I do mean gently. There we go. Just enough to get it popped, and then right there at the plug. Alright, let's have a look at the board. Board looks pretty clean. We'll tidy up the ports and everything like that, and make sure that everything's on the up and up. But honestly, it looks good. The Wi-Fi chip does have the usual roach stuff on it, but overall, not bad. Alright. Now to get to the real fun stuff, because I know it's going to be a nightmare down here. Alright, so we take out the screws that hold in the bottom plate, and from there we have to lift the console up and take the 2 black screws out on the other side. It's one. And there's 2. Make sure if you're doing this to yourself that you keep those separated, because they are longer and pointier, and they will damage the board if you put them in the wrong place. Alright, let's see what we're working with here, shall we? Oh god. Well, I can see where the power supply is fried. Alright. I'll show you guys in a second here. Alright, first thing we got to do is remove that ribbon cable. This one over here. Then we're going to take out the heatsink. Double check that for bugs real quick. Oh, seems to be good. You ever seen them? No, you, some of you guys might be a little young for this, but if you've ever seen the movie Joe's Apartment, that's exactly what I think about every time I get a console like this. And if you haven't seen it, then you're you're too young. Okay, so let's have a look, shall we? So first of all, friend, hi friend. However, so this is our power supply unit coming up right here. And let's just take a gander down real quick. That's the vent holes for the power supply that gives it air. And hello. Yes, Trick, it does. It makes me feel old as shit. I watched that movie when I was like 8. So, that's not supposed to be there. All right. Well, let's get this cleaned up. Yeah, fucking funky towel. Yeah, that's my shit right there. All right, hang on. I'm gonna go grab something to help us out here. Oh God, I'm really aging myself here. All right. So first thing I'm gonna do is I have a vacuum. We are going to vacuum this up. Sorry, loud noises. There we go. That's a little bit better. And next we're going to pop out the power supply. Oh man. Alright, so I'm just going to soak this down with some alcohol real quick. Number one, it'll help to clean off the remnants of everything on here. And number two, it helps to kill the pheromones that the roaches put out to attract other roaches. Try and clean this up as best we can. Not going to come out perfect. Unfortunately, there's not much you can do once it gets roach infested. That's why anytime I buy off of eBay and I get a console from a seller that has roaches, I don't even resell it, because you can never fully get rid of the smell and the pheromones and the nasty that comes with it. Every time I get one, it's just automatically a loss. Alright, so now that the power supply is out, we are going to salvage the Bluetooth Wi-Fi connector, because we do need those. And the way we do that is just pop this little tab over and give it a little bit of a lift, and we gently pull it out. This one is not wanting to come loose. No, probably because the cables are still stuck in it. That might have something to do with it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. So, exactly, yeah. I'm a one-stop shop over here. Yeah, cayenne pepper does the same thing. Yeah, I live in Florida. I deal with roaches all the time. So cayenne pepper is great with it. If you mix a little bit of honey and cayenne pepper together and put it in the spots where they like to come out, it will destroy them. Same thing with honey and borax. 20 meal borax does the same shit. I personally have a pest control company that comes out and sprays my shit because there's just way too much of it to worry about, and the chemicals that they use work just fine. All right. Now, replacement power supply. So the first thing we're going to do, before we even put this in, is we are going to test it. Always, 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 if you are buying new power supplies, before you get them in the consoles, test them. I found out the hard way and had one explode on me. Test them first. Alright, so I did the same thing here. Just balance it right here for now. It's totally fine. So, first things first. Let's make sure we have... Okay, that's a nice snug fit. No magic smoke. Immediately turn the voltage on. And up is always positive on these. So coming right in here. 12 volts. Fantastic. Beautiful. Alright. Take that out. And we'll reinstall our Bluetooth Wi-Fi cable. So slide this bottom end in first. And just pop this part down. The tab will click over right there. And the same thing, just push the wires through the little connector at the top there. And then we are ready to seat this back down. Watch out for your ribbon cables, make sure you don't crush them. There we go. Get that seated in place. Alright. Make sure you're good on this end as well. Okay, so double check our work. And you can see that the power plug is lined up perfectly. That's what we want. Alright, and then the process of reassembly. So first things first. Heatsink is going to go back in. Move these cables out of the way. Alright, now when you're moving this ribbon cable here, you will want to be careful. Let me see it. I'll get it on the microscope because this camera sucks. You will want to be careful. Where are we? Okay. So you'll see that there's the screw hole right here. That ribbon cable, if it gets stuck on that screw hole, like say you're putting it together and you have the ribbon cable like this over the screw hole, and then you screw that fan connector in, it will damage the ribbon cable, number one, so your LED might not work. However, more importantly, what I have recently discovered, thank you, I believe it was Joey Does Tech that pointed this out to me and actually saved my friend's console because of it. It will cause your console to think it's overheating, and it will give you the 3 beeps like it's overheating. Alright, so we're going to safely tuck that ribbon cable away. And we're going to lift our adhesive here. Slide that ribbon cable right in. Go. Again, we're going to tuck that and make sure it is secure as possible. Give ourselves a little bit of slack here just so we can tuck it behind these little brackets. There we go. It does not want to stay behind the little brackets. That's okay. That's alright. We'll just tuck it underneath. Not a big deal. Okay. That'll do for now. Alright, so now the ribbon cable is secure. We can put our bottom plate back on. So again, watch your ribbon cables. Go. And we'll double check and make sure our screw holes line up, and they do. So what I find easiest is to put the black screws back in first. So we'll tilt the console up. So you keep your hand here so it doesn't fall out on you. And no. So immediately we have a problem, which is why I double check this first. This does not, something's not lining up underneath here. Alright, so let's pull it out. That's why we double check. Alright, where are we? Is this one coming through the power supply? Okay. So this one is indeed, this is one that comes up through the power supply. They both come through the power supply, but this one is being difficult, which means it may not be seated properly. So, that's why we double check these things. It is indeed not seated properly, not fully. Alright, so we have to pull it back out. Again, watch your ribbon cables. We have to reseat it. There we go. That is the click of satisfaction right there. Hey, Timbo, good to see you, brother. Always a pleasure, my friend. Alright, and again, move your ribbon cables out of the way. Always watch your ribbon cables. You don't want to pinch them, destroy them. They are very dainty, just like me. Alright, so now this screw should slide in. Yep, just perfectly. That's what we like. Where did I put my screw gun? I have misplaced my screwdriver. Hold a moment. Pause. Oh, there it is. I found it. This was about to turn into a stream of fucking Dora the Explorer. Did you see the screwdriver? Where? Alright. There we go. Black screw going in. I am the daintiest. You goddamn right. There we go. And second one going in right after. Okay, this one is not wanting to go in either. But it's actually seated properly because the other one went in, so I know this one's good. Sorry, I'm having to do a bit of maneuvering here. Did I grab the wrong screw? No, that's the right screw. I'm about to try and do this left-handed, which is not my favorite way to do it. Okay, there we go. It's just being difficult. This whole console is goddamn difficult. Alright, so we're back in place there. Let's go ahead and screw in our bottom plate again. Again, we'll double check, make sure our bolts are all aligned, and they are. There we go. Two. And I mean, surprisingly, the liquid metal on this is pretty good. I don't see a huge dry spot or anything. It is pooled. You can tell there's a big bubble right there, but there's not a huge dry spot, which is unusual. Hey, Chris, good to see you, brother. Always a pleasure. Alright, so our bottom plate is just about secure. The new power supply is installed. Now, I do not work on power supplies. Yeah. I'm sure if there's a creator out there or somebody that wants to work on the power supplies, I throw them away. I have no need for them. I won't even resell them. But if ever you guys are wanting a power supply to just take apart and work on, just hit me up. My website is listed there. My Facebook is there. If you guys ever want one to just work on and take apart and have fun with, I will send it to you for free. I won't even charge you for the shipping. It'd be interesting to see one get worked on. Okay, bottom plate is fully secured. Quick hydration break. Salud. All right, and back to it. All right, so now we'll take our board. So I will take the board back out and clean it if this fixes it. But right now I just want to test and see if it actually turns on. So again, we're very careful to watch our ribbon cables. Go into the power supply. Plug our ribbon cables in. LED ribbon cable. I'm very proud of you, Ashley. Stay hydrated. Alright, get the APU clamp back in. And so what we'll do is once we get the clamp back on, we'll put the power lead back in and we'll just turn it on and see if it turns on. If it turns on, then we'll clean the board up like I said we would. And we'll put it back together and we'll fully test it. And if that's the case, then this customer also has a controller he wants me to work on, so we'll work on that. Alright, so new power supply is installed. We are going to, first of all, lift. Alright, so let's get some power in it. There we go. Alright, and let's get a little more up. So now power supply is in. Does it turn on? 3, 2, 1. Oh, and that's staying on, baby. Alright. That is good news. Let's just make sure it goes to a white light. I haven't gotten the Hall effects in yet. I do want to order some at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I don't do a whole lot of controller work. It's pretty much the money's not worth it when for what I'm charging. You can usually get a used controller. So but some people do have sentimental attachments and things like that. But I do want to get some of the Hall effects in because I want to put them in my Edge controller and do that for a stream and test it out and stuff. So, all right, that is a white light, and we got the 3 beeps that's showing it had to recover the data. So that is fantastic. That is actually up and running. Let's shut her down. We'll take the board back out. We'll give it a cursory cleaning just to clean it up a bit and make sure it's good. And then we'll put it back together. We'll hook it up to the monitor and test, make sure it loads up. And that is part 1 down. That's beautiful. So I know it's not the most exciting repair, just replacing a power supply, but for the customer, he's going to be thrilled. Alright, so let's take this back out. And let's give it a good once over with the alcohol, Q-tip, toothbrush. Give it the full treatment. And pull our ribbon cable right here. And we can just probably pop this right back out. There we go. Alright, let's move this off to the side. And we'll get under the microscope and at least show what's getting cleaned off before we get to the controller repair. Alright, so we're going to scrape up, clean up the rest of this. We're going to clean up the ribbon cable area as best we can. And really not much else to clean up on this side of the board specifically. But let's get it going. So what I'll do with these is I'll start with just flooding the area with alcohol, and you can see the alcohol pretty much clears up a lot of it. just come in with a Q-tip and kind of mop it up. Right, and then once I've got the initial clean done, I'll come in with a little more alcohol, flood the area again, and I'll take my toothbrush while I drop everything. So I'll take my toothbrush and just kind of scrape everything off the board. I'm going to wash my mat tomorrow. Just give it a good scrub. Clear out any of that nasty that got stuck in the port here. And we'll come in with the air gun. Clean up that alcohol. And there we go. Looking 10 times better. Beautiful. All right. Oh, 100%, absolutely. Why do you think my smile's so good? Why do you think I talk so fucking filthy? Alright, and we'll do the same thing over here. Flood the area with alcohol. Just gently clean up the areas around the ribbon cable. Again with the toothbrush. Scrape away. Get in there. We got to be careful with this one. You don't want to bend any of the pins inside or the locking tab or anything like that. So you got to be a little more careful. But some gentle scrubbing is all it needs. And there we go. Looking clean. Absolutely gorgeous. Alright, let's flip the board. We do have some work to do on this side. So, you'll see that some of that came through the other side here. And since there's already alcohol, we'll just take our toothbrush and scrape that away. And then around, if there's roaches, there's always going to be around the Ethernet port and that little chip right there. There's always going to have some remnants. And then typically around the HDMI area as well, you're always going to have something. I did not check the HDMI port, and this does have the shitty version of the port on here. Let's just double check the legs real quick before we put it back together and realize we have to do another job. So let's see here. Nope, legs are good. So HDMI port on this one is good. Alright, let's pull back up. So again, same thing as before. Flood the area with alcohol. That'll loosen up a lot of whatever's on there. And this time I won't even bother with the Q-tip because it's already so loose. We'll just come in, push it off. Alright. And that is looking a million times better already. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alright. And then the other place you'll always find it is around the Wi-Fi module. Either on or around. So I do like to clean this up because these modules can also cause it to have a no power issue, as we saw last week. So just come in, scrape up as much of it as we can, And just brush it off of the board. And like I said, not only does the alcohol help to clean it, but the alcohol will help to get rid of the pheromones that the roaches drop to attract more roaches. So it serves a dual purpose. It's a beautiful thing. Absolutely beautiful. Hello everybody just coming in. Lovely to see your faces even though I cannot see your faces. Please feel free to chat. We have a lovely community of people who will all like to roast me in some form or another. If you would like to participate in that, I highly suggest it. It is tremendously entertaining. Okay, so now that the board is clean, let's go ahead and get it back in the chassis, and let's get it reassembled. This way we can fully test it. Well, fully test it as in make sure it displays. Alright, so again, watch our ribbon cables. And line up our board. Go, like so. Perfect. All right. Let's get our clamp back on. Where's my other screw? There we go. All right. Awesome. Let's reseat our ribbon cables. Okay, we can also reseat these cables right here. There we go. Alright, and then before we forget, let's make sure we reinstall the 3 screws that go onto the board. Perfect. Alright, and then we'll grab our top plate to complete the sandwich. There we go. Alright. And we will gather all of our fastening screws. Alright. And we shall reinstall the screws. One at a time. So like I said, once the console's put back together, we'll hook it up to my monitor and we will test, make sure it displays properly, everything like that. And once that's done, the customer that I'm doing this for Also wanted me to look at and probably fix his controller. He says he's having some stick drift issues. So we'll probably do a potentiometer swap while we're doing when we finish up the console here, and get him all set and ready to go for the holidays, which I know he will be absolutely thrilled with. Just got to get through all the rest of these fucking screws, because Sony felt it was absolutely fucking necessary to include every possible screw in the world into this damn console. Like, don't get me wrong, PS5s are by far my favorite thing to work on. That's why I have so many of them. Yeah, my reputation through the community and Google and everybody else. Most of my reviews on Google are for PS5 repair. So, yeah, people search PS5 repair and I come up. I work on them a lot. But the screws are by far the worst fucking thing. Like, Xbox's screw setup is fine. The Series X specifically, the screw setup is fine. It's just they made a horrible board design trying to sandwich two fucking boards together and thinking that that was okay. But this customer is going to be very happy that they have their console back operational, cleaned, and ready for the holidays coming up. And that is the best feeling in the world. Knowing that I'm able to help somebody make a little money on the side and help someone's holiday season be just a little bit happier. That is the fucking best. Alright, there we go. Series X yesterday, HDMI port customers. Well, I mean, that's on the customer at that point. If they send you the board just to replace the HDMI port, that's, yeah. If you're not going to give me the whole console so I can test it, sorry, bud, you're out of luck. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing you have to worry about. I just did a similar situation. I just did a HDMI port for a customer of mine, and the inside of the port, the actual comb inside, was damaged. And so I replaced the port, no problem. Sent them. I always send customers pictures of it working when they bring me the whole console. And they came and picked it up, and I got a text message probably 20 minutes later saying that it wasn't displaying on the TV. Now, I know for a fact that I just sent them a picture of it displaying on my TV just fine. So I knew it was nothing that I had done, but I remembered that the comb on the inside was damaged. So I told them, it's probably your HDMI cord because it damaged something on the inside, and it's probably, if the HDMI port was damaged, I'm sure the cord was damaged as well. And they swore up and down, no, we tried different cords, it's not working. I said, just do me a favor, try a different TV, try a different cord. If it still doesn't work in the morning, let me know. And sure enough, 10 minutes later, oh, we tried a new cord, it's fine now. So, again, it's half of this job is customer service as well as the actual repairs themselves, go. Reconnect our Bluetooth Wi-Fi cables. All right. And there is no disk drive. This is a digital model. So I'll just slide this plate back on. Get the fan plug back in. Alright, cover that up right there. Get our M.2 drive slot screwed back in. Alright, and then we'll start screwing the chassis back in. Go. Alright, just a couple more screws to get in there, and we can move on to the controller. I have not tested the controller at all, so I don't know what's going on with it. Okay, and there's the other one. Perfect. And then a screw for the fan. Alright, and final screw. Perfect. Alright, plug in our fins. Slide our plates back on. Backwards. It would help if I was putting it on correctly. There we go. And other plate. Alright, there we go. let's take a moment to make sure it displays here. I'm going to bring you guys over to the screen in just a moment. Alright, there we go. Look at that. I got 10 viewers. Look at you guys. Showing up in big fucking numbers, baby. Big fucking numbers. That's what the fuck we do. Alright. So, we're going to plug it in real fast. Alright. So, here we go. We have power. It remains on. Let's move. Hell yeah. All right, there we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's snap a photo for the customer. Boink. Beautiful. Alright, and let's shut her down. There we go. Alright. There we go. So that is a success. That customer is going to be thrilled that their console is back working. So let's make sure it's fully working. So we got their DualSense right here. I don't know what's wrong with it. So let's pop over to our tester. I said our tester. There we go. And let's plug it in and let's see what we got. Okay, oh, hello. Hey, how you doing, friend? So, that left stick is something. Yep, that left potentiometer is shot. Okay. Alright, easy enough. Oh, and now it's not. There we go, now it is. Okay, alright, let's get it fixed. Alright, so that customer is going to be very, very happy. Alright, so first things first, pop off these little tabs right here on the bottom. I use my dental pick. You can use anything small enough to fit under them. It's totally fine. My dental pick does the job. There we go. And then we just push up all the way around. Go, just like that. And we're going to pop off these two buttons up top here. Gently so they don't go flying everywhere. Go, not like I don't have 1,000 extra, but still. There we go. And there we go. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 screws that have to come out. And I need a smaller screwdriver head. I think this one works. Yep, that'll do. There's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. Alright, so with all those removed, there are 2 tabs right here. that have to come unclicked. So what I do is I push up on the controller right here. I'm holding the bottom side and pushing up on the top side. And I'll just come in with my little spudger and pop the tab up like that. Same thing on the other side. And then just push all the way around until it comes loose. From there, you can see we have our whole setup here, battery, buttons, triggers, everything. So first thing to come out is the battery. So just remove that and pull gently on the plug. It will come loose. There is another screw right here. You can see it in silver. Remove that screw. This whole casing right here is connected to this ribbon cable on the left. So we'll come in here. And we want to try and do this as gently as possible because there is a microphone and speaker attached to it. So just want to real gently pull it out without doing too much to the microphone and speaker area. And we just pull that right out. Comes fully attached. Alright, from here we have another ribbon cable down at the bottom that has to come out. So again, we just gently pull on it. These two ribbon cables that connect these button triggers right here also have to be removed. So again, we'll just pop those out. Those come up pretty easily. Now they're just floppy dangling. And then this one here connects the front button right here. So that also has to come out. There we go. Nice and loose. And then from there, easiest way I've found to get them out is to take the little button triggers right here and just push and just pop it out. Alright. So we do have to remove these connections for the rumble packs. So we're going to set this board right there for a second. We're going to come in with our microscope and we're going to desolder these connections. If you're ever confused about where to put them back, as I have been before, that R means red. It will always connect to that one. So wherever the R is, that's where the red goes. Just a tiny bit of flux. And we'll come in with our soldering iron. Gently pull up on the wire, just like that. Same thing here, just like that. And we'll come around and do the same thing to the other side. Just desolder, just like that. And just desolder. Perfect. Nice and smooth. Alright, and with that, our board is free. We will move the rest of the controller assembly out of the way. And now we have our board. So we're going to remove these thumbsticks. And we are left with our joystick here. So, I'm going to need this in a moment, but so this is the joystick we'll be working on. So if we had it sitting like this as it was before, this is the left one. So we flip it over, this is the one we're working on. And it was pulling hard to the left. So what we have to check is which one of these potentiometers controls the left and right and up and down. So if we push this to the left, you can see that that potentiometer is the one that moves. So if we flipped it over and continue moving it to the left, you'll see that there's no movement on this side. So that potentiometer is the one that we need to remove and replace. So what I will do in these instances is I will take a pair of tweezers and I will use one side of them to get underneath and just kind of pry that potentiometer away, just like that. Yep, just like that is fine. Alright, and now I'm going to need to get my small board holder set up, which is the only one I have for right now. I really need to get a new one. But this one does do the job for the time being. Alright, so now that is in place, come back over with our microscope. Alright, and these 3 pins right here are the ones that are holding that potentiometer in place. So what we're going to do first of all is put a little bit of flux on there. And I'm going to clean my iron a little bit. And we're going to come in with some leaded solder to make this easier to get off. There we go. 2. And number 3. Alright, so those are nice and shiny. Now we're going to come in with our wick. And we're going to do our best to get as much of this up as possible. Alright, that looks pretty good. Ow, that's fucking hot. Don't grab it while it was just on there. Lessons from Roy's Repair and Resale. Alright, we're just going to try and desolder that pin as much as possible. Do the same thing over here. Alright, and then we'll come in from the other side and try and soak up the other side as well. Alright, so once that's done, I'm going to clean my iron really, really well, because I don't want to distribute any solder. And I'm just going to come in here and try to heat the area while I'm gently pulling on the potentiometer. Well, you guys can't see a damn thing. So what I'm doing with this is trying to heat up any loose solder that might still be inside and allow me to just pull the potentiometer out. Alright, that does not seem to want to work. So we will go with plan B. Yeah, that is not always a foolproof plan, to be clear. I will see if I can just gently pry it out with my tweezers without damaging anything. Because it looks like that solder should be pretty much completely loose. Yeah. But if it doesn't want to work, we will use hot air. I'm never against using hot air when absolutely necessary. I will use, let's do, put up to 400 at 50% airflow. I do have a small nozzle on here. I just need enough heat to loosen up that solder. There we go. Just like that. Nice and easy. Alright. Then we'll clean the area up a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to flip the board. Alright. Let's move it forward a little bit. Raise this up slightly. Alright, and what we're looking at is this area right here. Yes, yeah, don't touch the hot things. Very important lessons here at Roy's Repair and Resale. Yeah, no, low melt is definitely the way to go on this. I personally don't have any. I've always used leaded. It seems to work mostly fine. But I really should get some low melt at some point. Alright, so we've got a replacement potentiometer here. So we're going to slide that into place on the board. Push it down all the way, and we're going to push it right into place on the joystick as well. There we go, and just to make sure, let's move the joystick. There we go. Beautiful. Then you can touch it only if I say so, but that's a different thing entirely. Alright, so let's flip the board back over now that that is securely in place. Alright, and here we have our newly installed potentiometer. And we're going to do the same thing that we did before in reverse order. So we are going to pop on some flux. God damn it, this flux needle is pissing me off. Does anybody else, any other repair techs in here have trouble with the flux getting stuck in the flux needle? Because I'll tell you what, I am having the damnedest time with it. Yeah, I usually, it depends on the situation. When it's just one bad potentiometer like that and everything else feels fine, I'll just replace the potentiometer. But there's nothing wrong with replacing the whole joystick. Okay. Now that I've cleaned my flux needle out, there we go. Now I've actually got flux coming out. Alright. And same thing again. Come in with our iron. And solder that into place. There's 2. And there's 3. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Tidy it up a bit. Grab a little bit of alcohol. Clean it up nice and shiny. Look at those solder joints. Beautiful solder joints. Alright. And we are done. So we can get the reassembly done now. Alright, so first things first. Beautiful board. Let's get the thumbstick on there. Okay. And we will come right back here. And we do have to resolder our rumble pack. So, let's bring our microscope back over. Yeah, it's usually, now granted, if it's an older controller and it's easier to just replace the whole thing and not have to worry about it, I get it. But for this one, the drift was so obvious on the one side that it just made more sense to just do the potentiometer, and then what we'll do afterwards, once we have it confirmed that the drift is gone, is that we'll calibrate it using the calibration GUI that I found. Alright, so again, tiny bit of flux on both areas that we have to solder. As we saw before, R means red. Alright, there we go. Both soldered down. Move over to this side. I have to solder these with my left hand. I don't like using my left hand, but it must be done. There we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, you can see, soldered into place nicely. Alright, and then we will begin the reassembly. So again, once you've got everything soldered in, number one most important thing with these controllers, watch your ribbon cables. Do not get stuck missing a ribbon cable or having it pinned under something else. It is a pain in the butt. Alright. Once everything is seated properly, you can just push it directly down in there. We will reseat this top connector here. There we go. We'll reseat this little baby connector right here. Reseat these for the bumper buttons. Alright, and then we'll come back in with our battery holder and microphone ribbon cable. And the first thing to do is plug that ribbon cable right back in. There we go. And we'll grab our screw. Screw goes right back in here. Alright, and then we'll reseat our battery. There we go. Battery is reseated. I am so confident in that job we did that I am not going to test. I'm not going to test it while it's apart. I'm going to put it back together, and then I'm going to test it, which I don't recommend doing. To be clear, I don't think you should do that. But I'm very confident in what I just did, so I'm going to be ballsy and call my shot. clicking into place. Put our 4 screws back in. Right, and last screw. Right, and we will reinstall our L1 and R1. It would help if I was. No, that is the right spot. Okay, I'm about to say, what the hell's going on? All right, and R1. There we go. And then finally, we will slide our faceplate back into place and give it all the clicks. All the clicks. All right, there we go. Fully reassembled. Let's go to our tester here, and let's see how we did. There we go. Had to get my damn connector. Alright, so here we are. Alright, and as you can see, there is a slight, ever so slight, pull to the right here. Now that is common. It can happen when you're doing potentiometer or joystick replacements. However, I have solved this problem because of this software right here. This website, you are welcome to pull it up on your own time. This website right here will calibrate every DualSense. So, all we do is connect. It'll find the wireless controller that's connected, just connect it, and we're going to calibrate the stick center. So we click start. As you push everything to the top left corner and release, continue, top right corner, release, continue, bottom left corner, release, bottom right corner, release, continue, and now it's fully centered. Perfectly centered. Save changes permanently. And now you can see it right here on the tester. Almost completely dead center. It's beautiful. Double check all the other buttons, make sure everything works. And PlayStation button brings up my Steam. I always forget that. But there we go. Controller is all set. So, there we go. That is pretty much all I have for you tonight. I do have another DualSense controller right here. This one is going to go with the PS5 Slim that I'm still waiting on the Wi-Fi card for. Yeah. You think so? Fuck it, let's do it. I haven't done range before. I've only done stick center. Hang on. Let's do it. I'm down for it. All right, let's see. Calibrate stick range. Okay. Range calibration complete. Save changes permanently. Oh, yeah, that is even range now. Yeah, good call. Good call, Trick. Hell yeah, brother. Yep. Full range now. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, my guy. Very nice. Very nice. It's absolutely beautiful. Love it. All right. So like I said, I do have this DualSense that we need to work on. The port on the inside needs to be replaced. It works sometimes, but it's not fully connected, and we just got to replace it so it works properly. And also the thumbstick needs to be replaced. But there's no point in doing that right now because I don't have a console to pair it with. I have to wait for the Wi-Fi card to come in. So once those Wi-Fi cards come in, we will reball it. We will put it on the console, and I am pretty confident that Wi-Fi card's going to fix the problem. I'm pretty sure that's where we're at with it. But that's going to be it for me, guys. That's all I have for you tonight. I will hopefully be back next week with more. As busy as I've been, I wouldn't be surprised if I have more. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Thank you guys very much for coming in and hanging out. No, Trick has saved me twice, okay? Before I go. Trick has saved me twice. He saved me just now with the stick range. That is very important, and I've not done that before, so now I'm going to do that on every single one. Point to him. However, he also saved me when I was doing a HDMI retimer job, and I had pulled off the defective one and had the other one right next to it, was tinning the chip, got distracted for a second, and then almost put the defective chip back on the board. So he did save me twice. I've been streaming for, I don't know, almost 2 years now, maybe a year and a half. And Trick's been hanging out for probably close to a year, right around that range. He's helped me twice in about a year. So that shows you how often he roasted the fuck out of me. All right. I love you guys dearly. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out on this lovely Saturday evening. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the beautiful things. Make my life so much better and make it a happier place to be because I get to see all of you enjoying my failures, my successes, the ways that we learn about how to do all these wonderful things, and the community that we're building here means the fucking world to me. I genuinely cannot express that enough. So, love you all dearly. Happy holidays to you. I will see hopefully all of you next week. I will pull something out of my ass to fix. We'll see. I love you guys. Good night.